Hey guys, welcome back to Nutrition Made Simple, a series that we created that takes a look at ideas surrounding natural health topics, and then we break them down into easy to understand and actionable steps. My name's Brian Strickland. I'm joined today by Cady Coleman. She's co-owner here at Nutrition World. And this week we're taking a look at some skincare products and talking about skincare routine specifically for women, although I'm sure it could apply to men as well. And some particular products that we're really proud and happy to have in the store, and that's evanhealy. I'm going to let Cady chat about what evanhealy is, what makes it so special, and let's just start there.
Sure. So evanhealy is actually the founder of this company. She herself started this, I believe it was almost 3 decades, maybe 4 decades ago. There's kind of 4 points that I really want to highlight about this line. I would say this is the strongest partnership and love that we have with a skincare line in our entire store. And so I kind of want to give you insight as to why that is. So one of the things that really, really agrees with me on a deeper level and also with our store is the fact that evanhealy herself knows every single farmer that was involved in growing the crops that are used in the skincare. Okay, so the essential oils are actually from France. The jojoba oil is from Arizona. The what did I write down here? The argan oil is from Morocco. So she herself has either visited, spoken on the phone, or had a relationship with the farmers that are sourcing all of these ingredients. So that is one.
That's awesome.
The second thing I'd like to mention is the purity. So purity is such a big component of why we bring things into our store. So whether we're ingesting them, whether we are putting them on our skin, it's all the same to us. We care about the purity all the way around. There are no genetically modified ingredients. They are organic. They are 98% of the line is vegan. They are cruelty free, of course. So they have that Leaping Bunny certification that goes along with that. No preservatives, no fragrances, and no chemicals. So
that's awesome. So super clean. The partnership with small farms is really cool. Obviously, we're a small business, and so that's something that we don't take for granted, of having those personal relationships with the people that you're sourcing your materials from. So tell us a little bit about the products that we have here. Obviously, skincare routine is, something that people talk about a lot. And we were talking a little bit before we started about how their philosophy differs slightly maybe than what a traditional skincare routine may look like.
Sure. And so I love that he's using the word routine, because that is the way most skincare companies refer to like what you're going to do in the morning and what you're going to do at night. They actually call it a ritual. And so in other countries and in other parts of the world, rituals and kind of ceremonies and even in some religions and whatnot, there is this aspect of doing something daily or weekly, or a set time of doing something that will hold importance or hold something kind of sacred in your life. So evanhealy believes that your skincare regimen for the morning and the nighttime is a part of your daily ritual. So what I have here with us is actually these kits. And so they're going to have 4 separate products in each kit. Now this one that's blue is the calming kit. So for skin that may be a little red, maybe a little rosy, or eczema, psoriasis, those kind of what they would refer to as problem skin, it has a little bit more of like a calming effect to it. We have the cleanser. We have the hydrosol, which I brought here so you could see what that's like. The hydrosol is an essence of plant flowers. And so what that means is it's like a toner, but it's its own way of looking at it. After that is going to be the serum. And then this is the serum right here, the moisturizer, and then a mask. And so, there's actually 5 things within this kit. And same thing over here, but this is going to be more of the balancing ritual. And so this one's just for maybe a little oily skin, maybe a little dry. So more of finding a balance, not necessarily the problem skin. And it's going to have the same types of products, but like I said, for more of the balancing effect.
So one of the things that you mentioned before we began recording was this philosophy of like seasonal skincare routines. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, definitely. And so most of us in the U.S., I would say, kind of just go all year long with the same regimen, wouldn't you say? Like you use the same soap bar, the same moisturizer, the same stuff in the shower. Evan Healy's philosophy is that you would actually change it up seasonally. Now, that may sound confusing or overwhelming. What would I change up? Well, just in the way that we used to eat a bit more seasonally in our past years on this earth, we would eat what the land had grown for us. So we'd eat more acorn squash and more rooted vegetables in the winter. And then in the summer, we're going to eat more fruits and more berries and all of that. That's her philosophy, but with skincare. So you are going to change and do a little bit more deeper hydrating, a little bit more shea, a little bit more argan oil, a little bit more heavier oils in the wintertime. And then you're going to kind of lighten up those oils in the spring and the summer. So the kits will describe that on there and the products themselves, but also on her website is some great knowledge on which you would kind of switch to for the summer and the winter.
That's awesome. So just for the sake of information, could you just give us an idea of what a skincare routine would look like using these products?
Yeah, totally. And so that's a great thought. So I want to talk a little bit for a second on what the oil and water idea behind this is. And so you would start with the cleanser. Okay, so the cleanser, it's a creamy cleanser. You would wash your face in the morning. That takes a few seconds. Wipe it off with water, pat it dry, and then you're going to go to this oil and water situation, okay? I'd never heard of that before. The idea is to protect your acid mantle. What your acid mantle is actually your skin's natural oil production and your skin's natural pH. Problem that I see with a lot of other lines out there is that they're going against your own acid mantle. They're trying to dry up oils. They're trying to change the pH to be higher. They're trying to do all these things. She believes if we can get back to the way it was actually supposed to be, the body would find balance and actually be able to heal and actually be able to move through the problems. Also going to help with anti-aging if we can give our own bodies the right oils to balance that out. That is a question I get all the time. Is this okay for anti-aging? It's wonderful. Potent plant extracts to help with collagen, help with wrinkles, all of that. So you would put a little bit of Rosehip Serum. This would go on your face. You would rub it in, and then you would actually apply this hydrosol over top. And you can see how it kind of beads up. I don't know how well you can see that here, but it kind of beads up. And then you're just going to continue rubbing that in. And it just makes the smoothest, just wonderful layer of oil and water that the body readily accepts into the skin. And so it has this nice light flower smell. You can probably smell it. So that's what you would do on your face. And then it does come with a moisturizer. So if you are in the wintertime or you're extra dry skin, you could finish at night with a moisturizer. But that would be the steps: the cleanser, the serum, and then that hydrosol spray.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any last words that you want to add?
No, that's it. I think it kind of explains itself. Ingredients and directions are on these packages. These are the best start to me if someone's wondering if they're going to like this line. Start with one of their box kits. We also have a purifying box kit, so for acne skin, and that's in a yellow box upstairs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. We hope this was helpful. And of course, if you like this, please like and subscribe. That helps us get the word out about what we're doing here. And that's it. We hope that you have a great week, and we'll see you next time on Nutrition Made Simple. Take care.